Tanomu VS Tanomareru. How different between Tanomu and Tanomareru? And I believe that you actually see when you learn Japanese that you see that sometimes they will say Tanomu and sometimes they will say Tanomareru. So how different between the Tanomu and Tanomareru? And how do you use this in Japanese? Today we will learn how different between Tanomu and Tanomareru. So the truth that Tanomu is mean in the dictionary form, and Tanomareru is from the passive verbs. So in Japanese you change the dictionary form to be the passive verbs. It could be like Tanomareru. And so how do they use? In here we also have some example. Here you see here. And the first example is Sensei ga watashi o homemashita. The second sentence is watashi wa sensei ni homeraremashita. So how different between these two sentences? In here we can translate like this. For the first sentence, if we say in English, say like my teacher bribes me, and the second sentence they say I was bribed by my teacher. This means for the first sentence it can be the present simple in Japanese. Present simple past tense. My teacher bribes me. So sensei ga watashi o homemashita. But if you want to create the sentence in passive tense by using passive verbs, you can say like the second sentence. You can say yourself first. Watashi wa sensei ni homeraremashita. So it means that I was bribed by my teacher. And what you have to notify about the second sentence is mean that after the homeraremashita, if we have the sensei ni, in the case like this, it means that sensei ni, that means by teacher. If you say Tanaka-san ni, which means by Mr. Tanaka-san. For example, watashi wa Tanaka-san ni homeraremashita. This means that I was bribed by Mr. Tanaka-san. So this is about how to use the verb in the present simple and the verb in the passive verbs. So let's see another sentence. Let's see, in here we have the sentence like this. The first sentence in here they say, Haha ga watashi ni kaimono o tanomimashita. And the second sentence they say, Watashi wa haha ni kaimono o tanomaremashita. So the first sentence is about the present simple tense, and the second sentence is about the passive verbs or passive tense. So we can translate this. The first sentence is my mother asked me to go shopping. But the second sentence is say like I was asked to go shopping by my mother. So it's different. You see that for the first sentence we have haha ga, right? Haha ga does mean we take the haha to be the topic of the sentence. But the second sentence that we take watashi to be the topic of the sentence. So after, and the difference is tanomimashita. Tanomimashita or tanomu is mean the verb in the dictionary form or in the mass form. But the second sentence we have the Tanomareru. So Tanomareru or Tanomareru is mean the verb in the passive verbs. So we change the verb, the present simple word to be the passive verbs. So Tanomareru and Tanomimashita is different. This means that when you use is quite different. And when you use for the second sentence, you see that haha ni, right? But the first sentence is haha ga. So by my mother, so okay, haha ni kaimono o tanomaremashita, which means I was asked to go shopping by my mother. Or you can say like this, Suzuki-san wa haha ni kaimono o tanomaremashita. This means Suzuki-san was asked to go shopping by my mother. Or you can create another sentence like Suzuki-san wa chichi ni kaimono o tanomaremashita, which means Suzuki-san was asked to go shopping by my father. So this is about the difference between when we use Tanomu and Tanomareru. Tanomu is mean the verb in the dictionary form you can use in the present simple tense. And for the Tanomareru, you can use in the passive tense. So it's different. And the time you use, you shouldn't forget about how to use ni. For example, in here we have haha ni, chichi ni, that means by my mother, by my friend, by my brother, something like this. And in here we also have the sentence like this. Ototo ga watashi no pasokon o kowashimashita. Ototo ga watashi no pasokon o kowashimashita. And the second sentence we also have that is watashi wa ototo ni pasokon o kowasaremashita. This means that the first sentence means that my younger brother broke my PC or my personal computer. And the second sentence is like I had my PC broken by my younger brother. So it's quite different when you change the present simple tense to be the passive tense. So it's different. What is the difference? You just put ni, right? Ni and by whom you put after ni, and you change the verb kowasu. Kowasu is mean the dictionary form, but kowashimashita is mean in the past tense form or the mass form. And kowasareru is mean in the passive verb. So the past tense is mean kowasaremashita. So when you use kowasaremashita, it means you should have ni. So after the topic, for the second sentence, we take watashi to be the topic of the sentence, but the first sentence, we take ototo to be the topic of the sentence. So this is about the difference between use kowasu and kowasareru. So it means that the present simple tense and passive tense. And in here we also have the sentence like this. Osaka de 展覧会が開かれました。大阪で展覧会が開かれました。This means an exhibition was held in Osaka. This means that A passive voice verb can be used when it's not necessary to mention who is carrying out the action involved, and the subject or the topic can be either tangible or intangible. So what's the meaning? So I mean that when sometimes when don't want to say about who is take the action in the sentence. So in the case like this, we can use the passive verb in Japanese like hirakaremashita. So by who we don't say ni, right? Osaka de tenrankai ga hirakarimashita. This means it's was held in Osaka, but we don't want to say about the person who take action in the sentence. So, but sometimes you can, if you want to say, can put by ni. For example, by somebody, for example, Tanaka-san, you can say Osaka de Tanaka-san ni tenrankai ga hirakaremashita, which means an event was held in Osaka by Tanaka-san. So actually, when you don't want to say about the person who take the action in the sentence, you can use like, you don't need to put nani nani ni as you see in the sentence. So another sentence, we also have the sentence like this. 電話は19世紀に発明されました。電話は19世紀に発明されました。This means that the telephone was involved in the 19th century. That we don't want to say about the person who invented the telephone. So we just say was involved, invented in the 19th century. So this means that 19世紀に発明されました, which means was invented in the 19th century. So we don't say about the person who invented the telephone. So this is about how to use the passive verbs. In here we have the sentence like this. Let's think together. In here we use the first sentence we say, 私は友達に自転車を修理されました。私は友達に自転車を修理されました。And the second sentence we have the sentence like, 私は友達に自転車を修理してもらいました。These two sentences also mean that my friend repaired my bicycle for me. So how different, and which one is true and which one is wrong? Actually, the first sentence is wrong and the second sentence is right. Why not? Actually, we use される、修理される and 修理してもらいます。If you ask your friend to repair the bicycle for you, that means you have to use してもらいます。してもらう。Because you ask someone, or you ask someone to do something for you. So in the case like this, in Japanese, they don't use the passive verb. And so when you use 自転車を修理されました, this means you ask your friend to help you, so they don't use されます. But if you ask somebody to do something for you or do something for another party else, you should use in the form that でもらいます. You see here? 私は友達に自転車を修理してもらいました。This means you ask your friend to repair your bicycle for you. So you should use でもらいます。Not されます。されます mean that people use when nobody asks somebody to do something, but it happened by the nature of the something that. So this is about the difference between でもらいます and されます or the passive verbs.